Thank you. This is an excerpt from an essay that's entitled Seven Almonds. That was it. My client, a now convicted terrorist, faced life in prison for crimes I believed he did not commit. After 12 years of practicing law, I quit. 9 months later, I found myself across the Charles River as a graduate student at Harvard Divinity School. I couldn't say what drew me to Divinity School. Maybe it was walking past classrooms where I could hear sparrows singing, or maybe it was watching an orange-robed monk deliver books to the library on his bicycle. I felt a spiritual halo of acceptance around campus, like wounded warriors who cared about others gathered here. These people understood how caring could feel like a blessing and a curse, how guilt was a bedfellow of compassion. I convinced myself that there had to be a way to serve others and take care of myself too. In my childhood home, my mother had washed out an old Smucker's jam jar and filled it with almonds. The jar sat on our kitchen counter. My parents told me that almonds were expensive in India. The first thing they bought when they earned money in America was a bag of almonds as a talisman for success. At breakfast, my mom or dad would count 7 almonds into the palm of their hands and give them to me. They did the same for my sister and my brother. Eat sat badam to make you smart, they said. In this small act, my parents showed me care. Those 7 almonds made me feel strong and loved. I told my professor and advisor, Michael D. Jackson, that I wanted to explore my family history. A distinguished anthropologist and poet, and author of over 20 books, Michael loved the idea. I learned from him that while the canvas of my life was textured with my clients' stories, many images lay buried underneath. I felt compelled to excavate my family's past. At 18, my father was ready to say goodbye to the dirt footpaths, banyan trees, and sugarcane fields of his quiet Indian village. His mother had sold her jewelry to finance his education, a few rupees here and there to pay fees and buy books. Many family members said that my father was wasting his time. Once a farmer, always a farmer, you idiot. My dad hoped his aunt would let him stay with her in the university city of Baroda. She had married well and lived in a spacious flat. She refused to let my father live with her, but conceded that the room below her flat was empty. She allowed my dad to sleep there, if he performed household chores and paid rent. He washed dirtied steel containers after meals, scrubbed and hand-dried laundry, and swept the floors of her flat with a bundle of rigid reeds. He worked for her like a servant, all the while studying to be a doctor. In December of 2013, I followed my dad, now a prominent gastroenterologist in Houston, down a dirt road in Baroda to see that room. My father stopped at a grimy window about a foot off the ground. I saw a tiny footprint of floor space above a gutter. "Well, this is my story," he said in Gujarati. I laughed, he laughed. What else were we supposed to do with that nervous energy? Seeing his past hurt, even if I knew about his happier future. But there he was, smiling. No fun, Dad. It was a stupid thing I said to him in English. I'm sorry, goodness. Why was my father not angry? How could he have given us a childhood so opposite his own? It dawned on me that I learned about conviction and grit from him. He expressed no blame or revenge around how he grew up. He believed that he could will his way out of any obstacle that lay in his path. He controlled his destiny, and with that came a companion feeling of forgiveness. I understood then what that terrorism trial had depleted in me. I'd stopped believing in my work as a public defender. But in India, I captured an image to display next to my despondency, an image of my father talking to his daughter on that dirt footpath, smiling. I believed again that my little part-time law practice makes a difference, even when I lose. Thank you.